Yes, dreams start as best in the dark and the worst comes dark, then all the time it comes like there you think it all keeps up and down, all that's all I can work out. I said to him, give her up. I swore by all I held most sacred.
One morning as I was sitting stitching by the open window, she busted in and flew at me.
Give him up!
She screamed.
He's mine!
Seeing now for the first time full length in the flesh, I understood why he preferred me.
We were not long together when she first smelled the rat. Gave up that horse. She said I'll cut my throat. Pardon, so help me God, I knew she could have no proofs. I told her that I don't know what she was talking about.
What are you talking about? I said, stitching away. Someone yours? Give up whom? I smell you off him, she screamed. He stinks of bitch.
Though I had him dogged for months by a first-rate man, no shadow of proof was forthcoming, and there is no denying he continued as assiduous as ever. This in his horror of the merely platonic thing made me sometimes wonder if I were not accusing him unjustly. Yes.
What have you to complain of? I said, have I been neglecting you? How could we be together in the way we are if there was someone else loving her as I did with all my heart? I cannot but feel sorry for her.
Fearing she was about to offer me violence, I rang for Erskine and had her shown out. Her parting words said he could testify if he is still alive and is not forgotten, coming and going on the earth, letting people in, showing people out, were to the effect that she would settle my hash. I confess this did alarm me a little, at the time.
She was not convinced. I might have known. I smell her off you. She kept saying there's no answer to this, so I took her in my arms and swore I cannot live without her. I meant it, what is more, yes, I'm sure I did. She did not repulse me.
Judge that in my astonishment when one fine morning as I sat stricken in the morning room, he slunk in, fell on his knees before me, buried his face in my lap and confessed.
She put a bloodhound on me, but I had a little chat with him. He was glad of the extra money.
Then why don't you get out? I said, there's obviously nothing between you anymore. Or is there?
I confess my first feeling was one of wonderment. What a male.
Anything between us? What do you take me for? A stamping machine? And of course we're in no danger of the spiritual thing. Then why don't you get out? I said. I sometimes wonder if he wasn't living with her for her money.
The next thing was the scene between them. I can't have her crashing in here. She said threatening to take my life. I must have looked like credulous. I asked Erskine, she said you don't believe me, but she tried to take her own. He said not yours. She said no. I said hers. We had fun trying to work this out.
Then I forgave him. To it will have not stoop. I suggested a little jaunt to celebrate to the Riviera or our darling Gran Canaria. He was looking pale, peaked, but this was not possible just then. Professional commitments.
She came again, just strode in, all honey,
licking her lips.
Poor thing, I was doing my nails by the open window. He has told me all about it, she said. It. Who he? I said, filing away. And what it? I know what torture you must be going through, and I've dropped in to say I bear you no ill feeling. I rang for Erskine.
Then I got frightened and made a clean breast, but she was looking more and more desperate. She had a razor in her vanity bag. Adulterers take warning, never admit.
When I was satisfied it was all over, I went to have a gloat, just to comment what he could have found in her when he had me.
When he came again, we had it out. I felt like death. He went on my way to tell her, too risky and so on. That meant he had gone back to her, back to that.
Pudding face, puffy, spots, blubber mouth, jaws, no neck, drugs she could.
He went on and on. I could hear more and would hand more. I stopped him and said that whatever I might feel, I have no silly threats to offer, but not much stomach for her leavings either. He thought that over for a bit.
Cast like a flunky.
When I saw her again, she knew she was looking wretched, pardons, and Phil was cutting grass, a little rush then another. The problem was how to convince her that no revival of intimacy was involved. I couldn't. I might have known, so I took her in my arms and said I could not go on living without her. I don't believe I could have.
The only solution was to go away together. He swore we should as soon as he put his affairs in order. In the meantime, we were to carry on as before. By that he meant as best as we could.
So he was mine again, all mine. I was happy again. I went about singing the world.
At home, all heart to heart, new leaf and bagons. I ran direct stock. She said one night in the pill, you're well out of that. Rather uncalled for, I thought. I am indeed, sweetheart. I said I am indeed. God with vermin women. Thanks to you, Angel, I said.
Then I began to smell her off him again, yes.
When he stopped coming, I was prepared, more or less.
Finally, it was all too much. I simply could no longer.
Before I could do anything, he disappeared. That meant she'd won, that slot. I couldn't credit it. I lay stricken for weeks. Then I drove over to her place. It was all bolted and barred, all grey with frozen dew. On my way back past Ash and Snodland.
I simply could no longer.
I made a bundle of his things and burnt them. It was November, the bonfire was going. All night I smelt them smouldering.
When first this change, I actually thank God. I thought I was done. It is said, now all is going out.
Mercy, mercy, tongue still hanging out for mercy. It will come. You haven't seen me, but you will. Then it will come.
To say I'm not disappointed, no I am. I had anticipated something better, more restful.
Or you will weary of me.
Down, all going down. The dark piece is coming. I thought after all, at last, I was right after all. Thank God when first this change.
Less confused, less confusing. At the same time, I prefer this to the other thing. Definitely there are endurable moments.
I thought.
When I go out and you go out, one day you'll tire of me and God for good.
Hellish, half-light.
Peace, yes, I suppose, a kind of peace, and all that pain as if never been.
Give me up as a bad job, go away and start poking and pecking at someone else. On the other hand,
get off me! Get off me!
It will come, must come, there is no future in this.
On the other hand, things may improve. There is that danger.
Oh, of course I know now.
Is it that I do not tell the truth? Is that it? That someday somehow I may tell the truth at last, and then no more let it last, for the truth?
You might get angry at me and blaze me clean out of my wits, mightn't you?
I know now all that was just play, and this, when will all this?
Is that it?
Mightn't you?
And this, when will all this have been just play?
I can do nothing for anybody anymore, thank God. So it must be something I have to say. How the mind works still.
But it would be not like you somehow, and you must know I'm doing my best. Or don't you?
Perhaps they've become friends, perhaps sorrow.
But I have said all I can. All you let me,
Perhaps sorrow has brought them together.
No doubt I make the same mistake as when it was the sun that shone off looking for sense where there's possibly none.
Perhaps they meet and sit over a cup of that green tea they both so love, that milk or sugar, not even a squeeze of lemon.
Are you listening to me? Is anyone listening to me? Is anyone looking at me? Is anyone bothering about me at all?
Not even a squeeze of.
Is it something I should do with my face other than utter? Weep?
Am I taboo, I wonder? Not necessarily, now that all dangers averted. That poor creature, I can hear her, that poor creature.
Bite off my tongue and swallow it? Spit it out? Would that placate you? How the mind works still, to be sure.
Meet and sit now in the one dear place, now the other, and sorrow together and compare happy memories.
If only I could think. There's no sense in this, either, none whatsoever. I can't.
That poor creature that tried to seduce you, whatever became of her, do you suppose? I can hear her, poor thing.
Personally, I always preferred Lipton's.
And it all is falling, all fallen from the beginning on empty air. Nothing being asked at all, no one asking me for anything at all.
They might even feel sorry for me if they could see me, but never so sorry as I for them.
I can't.
Kissing their sour kisses.
I pity them in any case, yes, compare my lot with theirs, however blessed, and
I can't. The mind won't have it, it would have to go, yes.
pity them.
What do you do when you go out? Sift?
Am I hiding something? Have I lost?
She had means, I fancy, though she looked like a pig.
Like dragging a great roll on a scorching day of strain, to keep it moving, momentum coming. Kill it and strain again.
Have I lost the thing you want? Why go out? Why go?
And you perhaps pity me, thinking, poor thing, she needs a rest.
Perhaps she has taken him away to live, somewhere in the sun.
Why go down? Why not?
I don't know.
Perhaps she is sitting somewhere by the open window, her hands folded in her lap, gazing down out over the olives.
Why not keep on glaring at me without ceasing? Might start to rave and bring it up for you, power.
No!
Done.
Gazing down out over the olives, then the sea, wondering what could be keeping him, growing cold, shadows stealing over everything, creeping, yes.
To think we were never together.
Am I not perhaps a little unhinged already?
Poor creature, poor creatures.
Never woke together on a May morning, the first to wake the other two, then in a little dinghy.
Penitence, yes, at a pinch atonement, one was resigned, but no, that does not seem to be the point either.
I say, am I not perhaps a little unhinged already? Just a little? I doubt it.
A little dinghy.
Silence and darkness were all I craved. Well, I get a certain amount of both, they being one. Perhaps it is more wickedness to pray for more.
A little dinghy on the river, I resting my oars, they long in their air pillows and stern, sheets, drifting, such fantasies.
Hellish, half-light.
She had gone in the head just a shade, I doubted.
We were not civilised.
Dying for dark, and the darker the worse. Strange.
Such fantasies then, and now.
I doubted.
Yes, and the whole thing there, staring you in the face, you will see it. Get off me. Or weary.
And now that you are, mere eye looking at my face, holding off.
Weary of playing with me. Get off me!
Looking for something in my face, some truth in my eyes, not even. Mere eye, no mind opening and shutting me, am I as much? Am I as much as being seen?
Yes,
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 and
yes,
dark,
yes,
the worst
yes,
toils are
yes,
gonna
yes,
roll.
yes, yes, but I don't,
From the stairs,
no,
get
no,
off me,
no,
keep
no,
off me,
no,
dark,
no,
or still,
no,
overworked.
One morning
I
as
said
I was
don't give her up.
sitting,
We were not long together.